Let's go through the 5-step approach that I use and that I've learned from my mentor on how to create a product that not only serves its value but adapts and identify the problem of the masses and fulfill that particular need in the marketplace. In the whole framework, you have the first approach is called the learn. I'm sure you've never heard about it before. First time I heard about it, I was blown away as well. The learn. What do you do when it comes to the learn approach? This is the point where you start to learn about everything you need to learn. If you are creating course, you need to know, are people interested in this? Is this thing even a thing? Are there other people doing this same thing? Who are the other people? Are they selling? How are they making money from it? This is where you equip yourself with all the information. This is where you go and learn a skill that you can use to create a particular solution for a problem that you find in the marketplace. So this is the point where you create market research to understand customer need, their pinpoint, you analyze trend, identify the gaps in the current market so that you can know what you can offer, begin to validate your own ideas. This is where you start to work on your ideas based on the problem you see in the marketplace and what people are looking for. You start validating your ideas, checking which of the ideas is good enough, right? If you want to become a YouTuber full-time, you need to know, what kind of YouTuber am I going to be? Am I going to be creating educational content or am I going to be creating entertainment content, right? You go and study to understand the market, to understand the solution, to understand the problem, to understand the customer. Where are they? Who are they? What is their psychography? What is their demography? If you don't have knowledge, there is nothing you can do. You cannot even create value. You can't create a product without having knowledge of how to do so. This is where you learn so much. I can't emphasize how this part is so important. Then the next stage is stage number 2, where you begin to create. It's in this stage that you develop a clear value proposition, right? And a unique selling point for your product after all your research and after all what you've gathered from what is already in the marketplace and from yourself and from what you have to offer. Then you move to designing of the avatar, people that you have discovered that, oh, these are the people that like this particular product. These are the people that are interested, their age, their demographic, their psychography. Now you are designing an avatar. You are creating a perfect avatar to say this is the person that will need what I'm offering, and you're analyzing the market to be sure that you have a lot of them. You have to know that still in this create stage, the next approach, which is product development phase. Now, what is your product? Is it an educational product, an online product, a physical product? Is it a digital product? Is it a course? What is it? This is when you start to structure and to develop your first MVP, minimum viable product, right? To begin to say, okay, this is how it look like. This is what I'm going to be delivering. This is what I'm going to teach. You're developing your curriculum for the product if it's an online course. At this point, guys, you need to take this seriously. I have been developing courses. I have been working on course for the past 8 years. In fact, I have a platform that people go and study university degree courses. So this is my area. So I'm really speaking out of experience when it comes to this part. Then you create your pricing strategy. How are you going to charge these guys? How much are you going to charge them? Remember, you are always comparing what is in the marketplace and also the value that you know you have to offer. You must not charge what is in the market, right? You can look at what's in the market and you have higher value, you can charge more. It's simple. Charge based on your value, not based on what other people are charging, or not based on the hours you put into it, or charge based on the value that what you have to offer provide to the market space, right? And make it unique. That is it. Once your product is one of one, you can charge any amount you want to charge. Then the last part of this create is for you to source. For instance, if you are sourcing your product to create this particular final product, if you are sourcing your materials, let's say you are creating a design, whatever it is that you're doing, maybe it's a physical product. This is the stage where you find out how are you going to create the design, how are you going to source for the material that you need for your product. If it's a physical product, if it's a digital product, how are you going to create your curriculum? What are the things that you need? What are the designs involved? All the tools you need to create what you want to create. In this stage, you get everything nailed down. Then you move to the stage number 3. Stage number 3 is what we call the adapt, right? At the adapt stage, this is where you go back to step 1 and step 2 to refine your findings. For the time that you start learning to when you start creating, you will discover a whole new thing. See, when you start implementing your knowledge, that is where wisdom comes. When you start implementing the knowledge you gather in the marketplace and you are creating something, you will discover that you find a different path entirely. What you were thinking that you were going to do based on what you saw in the marketplace will be different from what you are now arriving at, and it's very fine. That is the purpose of the adapt stage. The adapt stage, you refine them, you go back, you change some things. Your value proposition could have changed, or something will change your avatar, your product itself. In fact, what you are not looking, what you want to create can even change at this stage. It is very, very okay, right? It's so cool. Nothing spoiled at all. You can even use survey at this point, right, to get more data, to get more information, to find out what people like about what you have started, your minimum viable product. Get people to take a survey on it, to actually test and give you feedback so that you can refine your product. That is the adapt stage. The moment you are done with your adapt stage, you are ready for the market. You launch. Now, you are not launching because you have a perfect product. Listen, your first product is not going to be perfect. Let me tell you something. Your first product is not going to be perfect. See, let me give you an assignment. Go and check Nokia's product. If you know what Nokia first product was, you will be so shocked. Do you know what was Samsung first product? In fact, Samsung was a grocery store. That was their first product. IKEA, one of the best furniture brand right now, they started with a matchstick. Your first product must not be perfect. It must not be perfect. Or Lamborghini, right? Lamborghini started as a tractor. So don't even expect to have a perfect product when you your products, right? Feedback. Elon Musk said feedback is the most important aspect in any business. When you start getting feedback from real customers who are testing the waters with you, then you start to modify and to make it better for them. So you just go launch your product. As long as you get the first part right, the first part of creating a product that solves problem in the marketplace, get that and launch. Now, how do you do this launch properly? So when you are launching, you have to implement certain growth strategies and marketing, right? You have to implement certain growth strategies. You launch the product in the most important place that you know you have your audience and they are available there to buy. So at this point, you develop a marketing strategy that you use to launch. Do you want to launch it through the organic platform or through the PPC platform, like through the paid ads, or do you want to have an email campaign to launch? You already have a list that is waiting for you that you've gathered over time. How do you want to launch? You must come with a plan for launching this particular product. So when you are launching, remember your first goal of your first launch is for you to launch and see what people are saying about the product, to gather a lot of feedback. Once you gather feedback, you go redefine the product and launch the next version of the product if the first one does not meet the market requirement. Right? Then you launch the product. Then you move to the next stage where it is the growth stage. This is the point where you begin to implement certain growth and scaling strategies, right? Involving the top and the top-notch marketing funnels that you can find. In fact, you see this whole process. I have a course where I talk about this entire process. I show you tools and steps on how to go through this process. I even have a book on it, linked below on this video. How you go step by step, the tools to use, what to use. Nothing is stopping you from creating your product. Nothing. And every one of you have a product inside of him or her. Nothing is stopping you, just that you don't know what steps to take. And that is what I'm doing in this particular video and even in the course, right? Go check it out and you see it. You will learn a lot and you start implementing everything that I've said in this particular video. So during this growth strategy, right, some of the things you can do when it comes to growth strategy is for you to focus on scaling your marketing effort and optimizing your funnel for better conversion rate. So you watch my video, I have a video here about marketing funnel. Go watch it, see how to create a full marketing funnel that will help you to start selling your product properly. Then the next thing, you are going to be optimizing that particular funnel to make sure your conversion rate is becoming high and is growing every day. And then while you are doing that, you begin to analyze your sales and customer feedback to identify opportunities, right? Begin to analyze their feedback. When you're analyzing feedback, you are going to be looking for the wow factor of your products, for the challenges that your products have when people are using it, and for the opportunity that comes with your product. You are getting feedback, you're analyzing them, and you are making them available. Once you have that done, brother, as I speak to you, you are on your way to creating a generational wealth, because that is all it took Bill Gates, Jeff Bezos, Henry Okobo, Henry Ford, and every other billionaire out there. That is what it took them. It took them the ability to identify a big problem in the market space that is affecting huge amount of people, and they provide solution to that particular problem. The moment they provide that, they continue to refine. There are challenges along the way. They continue to refine, to modify until they are able to keep expanding the market and the people that they are serving. The more they keep doing that, the more the business continues to grow. And it's the same step you ought to take if you want to make this year the best year ever for you and for your family. Now, The last part of this video is something that you don't want to miss, right? The last part, because I've seen so many people create products. They create products, but the product is not doing well. I'm sure some of you must have had the same kind of issue, right? You have a product, but you are not making generational wealth. You are not making money. Let me walk you through first step, the reason why you are not making money with the product you currently have, and why you should go back and walk through the same step and observe what I'm about to see will change how you sell, market, and grow your business as far as product is concerned. Now let me go through them one after the other. The first thing you must know is this: your product must be a product that is not time bound. You cannot have a product that is time bound and want to create generational wealth. Your product must be a product that anybody can wake up in the middle of the night and use it. Yes, and have access to it. I can open my MacBook and have access to my laptop and use my laptop anytime of the day, in the night, in the morning. It's no time bound. Some of you create products and you say, no, I can only deliver 1 o'clock, I can only deliver 5 o'clock, and then you have a product that nobody can use all the time. So you have certain limitation that will make you not to grow. Step number 2 is your product must not be location bound. If you have a product, it should be accessible to anyone, everywhere in the world. Anyone, anywhere in the world. It should not be location bound. It should not be, oh, it's only available in the US. All right, okay, only US citizens will buy. It should be a product that is not location bound. The third thing is this: see, your product must be out of love for the users of your product, and you genuinely want them to win while using your product. If you can create a product like that, nothing is going to stop you. Last is your product must solve a major problem for a large audience, and with that you are good to go, right? Your product must solve a major problem for a large audience. And if you want to know my top list of best product to create that meets all these criteria, link below. I created certain kind of product that you can be able to create, right, that meet these criteria. You can look at them and see if they fit you. With that said, go, and we normally are supposed to tell you watch this video, watch that video. I'm not going to do that, right? I'm going to tell you now, go and start creating your products. We are waiting for you. We can't wait to see the solution you have inside of you. We are waiting. So go now, start to create your product and create that generational wealth for your children. See you guys.